Hey kawan, welcome to EDCReady. Today we are doing a disassembly and maintenance of this guy. This is a Ganzo. See, the name is here, F753M. It's a small little Ganzo, the second Ganzo I've ever had. This is a 3-inch blade and it has the Ganzo G-lock, which is the equivalent to an axis lock. So let's put it apart. Now I have kind of tried taking this knife apart because I was wondering if see, this guy has no string, has no omega springs. I was wondering if these omega springs fit in here, and they do not. So there goes that plan. But I have a nice cheap little Ganzo that I've actually been having a good time carrying the last couple of days. So yeah, let's disassemble it. The good thing about this is that all the screws are on one side. My previous Ganzo, the back screw you had to take out from one side, and then the front screw you had to take off from the other side, and it just became a little bit complicated. And this guy, all the screws are orientated properly. And these are all Chicago screws, meaning one side is a screw and then the other side kind of screws into a little tube here that's held by that screw. So yeah, that's good. So far pretty impressed with this guy's build. Now it does have some fit and finish issues. I should have shown you guys this before, but there is a little gap there between the liners and the scales, but the centering is pretty good. Not anymore because I did take this guy out. I will do the quick disassembly, which is you take out the pivot screw here, then you push out the pivot through here, and then you just you kind of like realign everything later, which is what I do with my Benchmade. So yeah, pull this guy back, push this guy out like so. This guy comes out. Be careful with the blade, it might shift. Alright, and then just pull this guy out. So this is actually the first maintenance I've done, not the first disassembly, and it has really gunked up. The action is surprisingly good. The action is pretty smooth with very minimal blade play. I've realized that pretty much any axis lock knife would have blade play. Now I'm looking for my cloth and I found it, and you can see a whole bunch of gunk in there. So let's clean this up. Got a little not so clean microfiber cloth, which I really should clean this guy up. Okay, wipe that down. Now, do we have any burrs on the inside here? Nope, no burr. No burrs, pretty smooth. Let's clean up this guy. Now, I've made a mistake already. I've forgotten which side is the bronze bushing and which side is the plastic or Teflon bushings. The problem with that is sometimes the tolerances don't really equate to each other, and then you can't really flip them around without introducing a lot of blade play. So from my memory, it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, so this guy is on the my clip side, and then this guy is on the non-clip side. Now to clean the inside, I have some rubbing alcohol, which I will pull out now, and see if I can get. I actually have accidentally dropped 2 cotton buds in there before. Now I'm just going to take one out, and using this guy, start cleaning the inside. Get rid of all that grease and muck from the factory. Clean out that guy. You're going to want to clean out the pivot as well. We have some gunk there as well. I'm going to clean the inside of the axis lock. Sorry, the G lock, not axis lock. Yeah, I guess that's kind of just it. Looking inside, you have some nice skeletonization of the liners on the inside. It's not super heavy knife. It's definitely thicker than the Benchmade bug out, but not by much. It's actually quite a comfortable carry. Quite comfortable in hand. It has a little bit more roundness to it, to grip, compared to the thinness of the Benchmade bug out. But we'll just wait for the full review to see how that works out. Okay, what else do we want to do? We want to clean the blade a little bit. Let's use the other side. Alright, let's clean the blade a little bit. I've used this to cut up some cake recently. So just want to make sure that if you are going to cut food stuff with your EDC knife, you want to make sure it's clean. It's not something I do very often, but on occasion I do it. Alright. As if my first Ganzo, it comes pretty sharp out of the box. I'm actually surprised how well these Chinese companies are producing knives so cheaply. Okay, now, if I remember correctly, now this is on this side. Alright, So that is on that side. Now what I will do next is using a little bit of this is breakthrough lube. Add a little bit of lube there, not only to reduce resistance and rust, but what it's going to do is that it's also going to help keep this bronze bushing in place. Okay, then I will use a little cart to push it in place so that I can push the pivot through just like that. Alright, now I'm going to add a little bit of lube onto the bronze itself, because that is where this guy is going to sit. Get that aligned up. Now the problem with getting the blade lined up is that the G-lock is actually stopping it a little bit, so you have to pull it back a little bit to let it move freely, and then that's it. So now the pivot is in the blade itself. Now next step is, can't really put any oil directly there despite it having a needle nose applicator. We're going to put it on the actual washer itself and then feather it in. I might put a little bit here just to help the process. Put a little bit there and there. Oops, poke myself. Alright, so now I'm going to push it into place with this little cart here, and I am just going to align it like so. Put it back, push all the way through. Okay, check if it's working. Yeah, it's working. I'm just going to screw it in now. This is going to be the fastest disassembly video I have ever made. Okay, way too tight. Centering is favoring this side, the non-clip side. So let's loosen it up a little bit. Now it is centered, which is good. It flicks out, no blade play. Not quite dropping, so let's reduce it a little bit. As with any axis or G-lock or any lock with a sliding bar mechanism, you are working in micro turns. No blade play. Half drops. It will drop if I flick it. Yeah. No blade play. It 3/4 drops now as the loop gets around. Let's get that around. I have actually forgotten to do something quite important. To prevent the screws from unscrewing itself. I have a little bit of Loctite here. There we go. I'm gonna add just the tiniest bit of Loctite. Whoops, too much. Let's try that again. Come on, did you harden up? There we go. Gonna add a little bit of Loctite there. Now I'm gonna screw it in. It's just gonna prevent me from unscrewing it as I keep flicking it every day. Okay, let's readjust it. Centering is okay. Flick it out. No blade play, which is good. Fall shut. Yeah, no blade play. It's almost there. Let's see if we can back it up just a little bit more. Still no blade play. Almost there. We're almost at perfectly fall shut. Tiniest amount of blade play, but it drop shuts beautifully. Let's just tighten it just a little bit. No blade play, or just an amount that I don't care for, and then drops nice. Alright, cool. Check the centering. Centering is pretty darn good. I like that. Just no perceivable blade play, and it drops. Okay, so what happened here? Is this thing hardening up? Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe it's a little bit too hot. Yeah, this thing's hardening up a little bit. Okay, so what do we have here? Last but not least, we're just going to take that residual oil and just spread it around. Make sure that it doesn't, it helps prevent rust. Although this is 440C, So I don't expect it to rust very easily as I rhyme myself through this disassembly. I am a pseudo rapper. Okay, cool. Nice. So now I will just wait until next few hours, just let everything settle, let the lock pad settle. And yeah, thanks guys, that is a disassembly of this guy, 10-minute video, super short. Do wait for the full review which is coming. Thanks guys, and as always, stay ready.